Hello, welcome to Rewrite Your Reality with Reese. I am Reese, and today I want to offer some insight on a question slash explanation someone kind of gave me on other people's um, manifestations and time and so on and so forth. So, the gist of it was that sometimes you see something, and it doesn't necessarily mean with your manifestation itself. For example, if you see a video and it says, "Oh, your manifestation done in 3 days or 5 minutes or whatever the hell it was," right? And they saying, and apparently, I don't know this for a fact. I don't go and check that many manifestation videos, but this is this person's experience. Maybe it's some of yours. You are not doing enough. You're doing too much. You're not focused enough. You are focused on the 3D. You are focused on lack. You are blah blah blah, right? And apparently, this can make you feel very bad for having a single negative thought, and that's why you haven't manifested your desire as of yet. You are the one delaying it some way. So let me try to offer some insight here. So using Neville Goddard as a point of reference in this, right? Neville says all things are created, including all of your stories. You see, you are an individual that is having a unique experience of your specific identity's story. You see, you imagine yourself for a moment that you are the very concept of infinity. Not that you exist in infinite identities or as identities. More like if you just picture yourself as the infinity sign, if you want, just for the example. And that sign, consciousness, contains everything that you ever could be. Every frame of reality that you ever could be. And sometimes you can see someone doing something that you want to be doing, and you can imagine yourself doing it from the identity that is doing it. That's why you feel that way. You see, all of these things are leading you to what your ideal is. Sometimes you have like, oh no, I like these two people, or I like these two jobs or something, and it's those things where you just choose to be love. The thing, the version, the thing that you feel the most love, the most amount of love, that you allow yourself to feel the most amount of love, will naturally be your inclination. You see, let's just say, for example, you have 5 people that you attracted to and that you have feelings for. If you just be love, the thing that resonates with love for you will automatically reveal itself. Even if you don't readily know what that is all the time. You kind of do, but you also don't at some point. You're like, why? Okay, but I feel like this it's just it's all of those desires are leading you to the one that really resonates with your heart. So why does it take 5 minutes, 24 hours, blah 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 blah? Well, you see, it's that person that coach's belief that you'll get this in 5 minutes. That if you don't have it yet in the 3D, you're not focused on it enough. Blah blah blah. You see, now that's not strictly positively my experience. You see, what I believe is that everything has its own appointed hour. You see, like let's just say I want a glass of water. I'm not instantaneously manifesting water in my hand, right? I'll have to get up and, well, I'll be inspired to wake up, have the experience of walking to my kitchen or wherever, getting a cup and drinking water. That is a manifestation and an experience of that manifestation. You see, even if I get the water in 5 minutes, the manifestation of that reality started now when I got the desire for it. When I said, yeah, that's who I am. And then as things unfold, I'm in that reality where I'm going to experience having the water. See, so it doesn't take 5 minutes. It may take you 5 minutes to realize, hey, I'm in the reality that I desire to be in, and then it's unfolding faster in your experience of it. It still has its own appointed hour, right? For example, you can't get to your birthday faster than you can. but you can experience getting or arriving, unfolding to your birthday more streamlined, more efficiently, more wonderfully, more amazingly, more joyfully, and that experience will feel better. Right? You're not going to physically move the days faster, but you will experience those days faster. You will literally experience the days faster. Like, oh, time flies. That kind of thing. It literally does. You didn't experience those hours and hours and hours. Remember, only what comes into your experience is what is real. Right? Well, your experiencing of it as that I am awareness is real. So it's not the time that you think passed. Remember, like an hour can have gone past while you're just like daydreaming about something or other. Are you going to say, oh, I missed the whole hour? It's like, no, you didn't. Your awareness didn't. Your awareness was what you experienced. So it's not the 5 minutes, it's not the 24 hours, it's not the 3 days, it's not the 3 months, it's not the whatever. It's right now. All those things exist right now, and how you are perceiving those things in this moment is who you are. I hope that makes sense, right? It doesn't take, I'll say it again, it doesn't take 5 minutes, it doesn't take 3 days, it doesn't take whatever. It can take those amount of times, it can take any amount of time to realize, have a shift in realization, a shift in perception that I am. That's what it is. It's nothing to do with your manifestation being in your 3D or not. Your manifestation being in your 3D or not is not determined by whether you have shifted or not. You are the one that decides whether you have shifted. I have shifted into the reality where I'm going to have water, where I'm going to experience drinking water. That's unfolding. It's not going to materialize in my hand, but I know I'm in that reality. I know that's what's unfolding. So when you say no, I have imagined myself in my desired end. That's what's unfolding. I'm making a choice right here, right now, as that's my only reality. That's the only thing unfolding. Because remember, let's just play with this for a moment. You are here now. The next moment that you're going to experience is blank. It's unwritten. It's coming from the invisible to the visible. You don't know what it is. You don't know what can happen. Your phone could ring, blah, 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 right? You have no idea what's going to happen. You get to interpret that moment any way you like. So the shift in perception of whether your manifestation is unfolding or not is purely dependent on whether you are going to say that next moment, as I am that moment, is unfolding my dream life or not. And when you realize that next moment is happening now, that's why you can say it now, that next moment is my dream life. You will realize your previous moment is gone back into the reality field, the quantum field, whatever. And you say, no, that moment I just came from my dream life. It's my dream life there. It's my dream life there. And when you realize you're doing it now, you say, no, I am in my dream life now. Because this frame is blank as well. The previous one, this one, and the next one, they don't exist. Or what only exists is here and now. I am in my dream life. That's what's unfolding right now. Right now, my dream life is what's unfolding right now. It doesn't matter. So, if you are feeling certain things, and you can use this, you are feeling certain things about other people's coaching and what they say and this and that, where it says, oh no, 3 days you should have this, or blah, blah, blah. Right? That's their experience. Number one, if you are feeling something, you're feeling a negative feeling, instead of complaining about what the coach said, use that in a positive way and say, why am I feeling this way? I feel like I'm doing something wrong. Okay, well, there you have an assumption that you're doing something wrong because something and someone else in your three-dimensional reality said and made you feel like you're doing something wrong. Maybe you were feeling like you were doing something wrong previously. So now you have this feeling. You're not doing it wrong. So change the assumption. I'm doing it perfectly. Everything's unfolding perfectly for me. Whether it's 5 minutes, 5 days, or 5 months, I'm in my dream life now and it's unfolding perfectly for me. So when you have that feeling, when you feel that way, use it. Use it to see why you feel that way. And when you realize why you felt that way, drop it. Drop that thought. Not by focusing on dropping it, but by focusing on saying what you want to believe. How can I be doing it wrong? God made me the way I am. The way I am is right. And me thinking I'm doing something wrong that's what's wrong. I'm right. I am who I am. I am who I say I am. I'm unfolding perfectly with that knowing that I am God. Very simple. Right? So when you feel that way, instead of like focusing on what they said, use it to see why you feel that way, and whatever belief you're holding on to that made you feel that way, let that go by choosing new ones. So that was what I wanted to speak about on that regard. What else was the question about? Right. So no matter what they say, no matter what they think is holding you back, blah 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 blah. No matter how you feel about that, just look into how you feel. Every single time you feel a negative feeling, look into how you feel. Look into what you're thinking in the manner of I am not, and drop that feeling. That's it. You know. Sometimes people were talking about checking on their manifestation. Hey, check all you want. Check on your manifestation all you like. You know why? Because I believe that it is part of your desired end and unfolding. If you have this need to check, go check. Go check. Because what's going to happen is that you will either do one of two things. You'll drop it altogether because you get tired of it. And to me, that just means your heart wants to be somewhere else, and let it. It'll come back if it wants to. If it doesn't, that's okay. That's all good, right? But what I actually think will happen when it's truly a heart's desire, if you don't want to check but you keep checking, to me that is a internal shift that's happening where you are now living in two minds, but the true mind, the true self is what's unfolding. And as that true self unfolds, you want to check less. Otherwise you wouldn't have said, I don't want to check anymore, I don't want to keep doing this. So as you do it less, you're doing something else more. You can shift immediately, don't get me wrong. If that's what happens, that's perfect as well. But all of it's perfect. I really believe that don't be so hard on yourself for checking. Just accept it that you checked, that maybe it's not, maybe it hasn't unfolded into what you desire it to look like at this moment, and that's okay. Just keep going forward. Keep going forward with going back to your end. And as you keep going back to your end, as you keep realizing I am in my end, I've always been in my end, you will let that end come to you. You won't check anymore. You will stop doing it on your own. That checking, that idea, that thought, that belief, that need will go away on its own. You don't have to force yourself to stop checking. You just have to remember to go back to your end, because that's where your heart's desire is. You see, the 3D self wants to check because it identifies with the 3D. It wants to experience this thing. So checking to me is more of a indication that this is where my heart is. I want to see where my heart is. And as you realize more and more and more, it's not where the 3D self is located. You go to where your heart is, your end, your inner world. And as you keep doing that, checking in the 3D just becomes something you just don't feel like doing. So don't worry about checking. Check all you like, but go to your end. And as you keep going to your end, you stop. It'll just happen over however much you unfold into that stopping, that will just happen. But you don't have to focus on it. Just go to your end every single time. Go to your end. Go to how you want things to be. Backward, forward, now. What doesn't matter. Just go to that end where love is. That's all. You see, because like sometimes you want to check on like a specific person, like what they're doing, how is it unfolding, like blah blah blah. And you will realize there's no evidence out there. The more you check, the more evidence there isn't. The more you check, the more evidence there isn't, the more confusing it gets, and then you will automatically just keep on going back to your end. So do whatever, because it doesn't matter what you do. It only matters who you are. And if you are that person that is going to the end all the time, that's your habit, that's your ritual, that's your mantra, that's your belief. Your belief is in that first and foremost, because it is that first and foremost. Everything's going to work out. Just keep going back to the end. Doesn't matter what you do. So, anything else that there was? No. And I will say, like, all these things which is, checking into the manifestation is denying it, this. That's true in some sense, but I will also say it's only true for that moment in that reality and whether you believe that it is doing that. If you think everything is unfolding perfectly into your desired end, that means that includes you as well. So just go to your end, stay there, and if you feel like you're wavering, just remind yourself, no, I am perfect. Don't feel bad. Don't be scared to feel bad. It's just a feeling. So when you feel bad, feel it. Say, you know what, I feel bad right now. I know I'm still in my end. And I know that I'm having these thoughts about this and that. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to trust my inner self that even though I don't feel that good right now, I am right now where I desire to be. And that is in every frame of my dream life. And it is my dream life unfolding. And even within my dream life, I can feel bad sometimes, because my dream life does not mean I'm going to feel thrilled and joyful and bliss out of my mind all the time. It means I'm going to be living in the way that I want to be living. And that means even if I'm feeling bad, I know it's all good. So, and triggers. Get triggered. I know Tom says this a lot in his videos, and I love Tom. Get triggered. So what? Here's the thing, right? Something I realized recently. When you want to check something, you are basically checking. You are in the state of checking. Even if you don't check, I'm going to say this again slowly. If you are in the state of checking and you don't check, that will come find you. That's what synchronicity is, right? You synchronize with these thoughts and this feeling, but you still get to give it a meaning, because it is meaningless. There are some things that I didn't want to check on, right? And I was like making a point not to go check on it. But they come find you because you are still mixing and meddling in that state within you to come find you. It's quite funny, actually. But you can give it the meaning you want. You say, no, you know what? I didn't go check on this. I wasn't trying to go and find this. I know in my heart that I wasn't trying to meddle or change it or whatever else. I'm just in my heart seeing it the way I desire to see it. So if I'm seeing it, it must mean it's my heart's desire unfolding perfectly. See, I just gave it that meaning because that's the meaning I choose to give it. So anyway, thank you all for being here. I hope that made sense. If you want to ask me any more questions about this to get a clearer understanding, do so in the comments and I will comment my best. Remember, everything in the 3D is you, including all the coaches, myself included. So you are just getting a reflection back of what you're already thinking. And if you're feeling a certain way, look into that. I love you all. Thank you for the following. Thank you for the liking. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for the what's the word? Thank you for all the love that you have given me, and I hope I give it back equally. So love you all. Thank you and take care. Oh, I do have a Facebook page. If you want to join and ask me questions there, it's a wonderful community, building it up, and I look forward to seeing and speaking to more of you. Bye.